Taste of the real world. I got battered on the North Shore. It gave me comfort when I always knew that. I always knew that you were there for me next door. I lived it hard on the long road. I ran through every single zip code. I get lonely, but I.
How are you doing, math learners? Welcome to Math Teacher Ash 2.0, where mathematics made easy. In this video, we are going to have a new reviewer series in preparation for the third quarter examination. And this is for our beloved grade 10 students. So, if you want to be equipped and ready for your upcoming exams, finish this video. But before anything else, this is a new channel, and if you are new here, please click the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of the School Clear Math videos just like this. So without further ado, let's do this. Question number 1. What do you call an arrangement of a set of objects where order is important? Is it A, factorial, B, permutation, C, combination, or D, probability? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, in question number 1, my dear math learners, this is a definition of a certain counting principle. Now, in the counting principles, we have the fundamental, the combination, and the permutation. However, if the definition or the focus is order is important, meaning that definition falls under very good. That is letter B, permutation. So let's check whether we are correct. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 2. Question number 2. Which type of permutation applies when 5 distinct objects are arranged in a circular shelf? Is it A, objects taken all at once? B, circular permutation? C, objects taken are at a time? Or D, distinguishable permutation? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, question number 2, my dear math learners. It asks the permutation when 5 distinct objects is arranged in a circular shelf. Now, the keyword here is circular shelf, meaning it is an arrangement in the circular manner. So, in that case, the kind of permutation that we will use is very good. That would be letter B. Let's check whether we are correct. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 3. Question number 3. What is the product of all positive integers from 1 to n? Is it A, powers of n, B, n factors, C, n factorial, or D, multiples of n? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, for this question, it is asking for the product of all positive integers from 1 to n. So, my dear math learners, if that would be the case, that is basically the reverse definition or the reverse idea of what we are applying in very good factorial. So, the correct answer for this given question is n factorial. Letter C. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 4. Question number 4. Which of the following situations does not involve permutation? Is it A, selecting 3 members for a team from 10 students? B, arranging 5 trophies on a shelf? C, creating a 4-digit pin? Or D, assigning roles in a play? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, my dear math learners, in question number 4, we are asked which among the given choices is not under permutation. My dear math learners, if we are trying to find a situation that doesn't involve permutation, meaning we will just find a situation where order is not important. So among these 4 given, there is only one scenario where order or arrangement is not important, and that is very good. Letter A. Let's try whether we are correct. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Why? Because in letter B, arranging is already been given that the arrangement of the different trophies will affect the order. How about the creating a pin? Of course, in creating a pin, there is always a unique number specified for a certain pin. And lastly, assigning a role, of course, when you are assigned as a man or a woman in a certain part of role, that is very different from one another. All right, so I hope that is clear to you, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 5. Question number 5. Which formula calculates the number of permutations of 8 objects taken R at a time? Is it A, the permutation of 8 taken 3 at a time is equal to 8 factorial over the quantity of 8 minus 3 factorial? B, the permutation 3 objects taken 8 at a time is equal to 3 factorial over the quantity of 3 minus 8 factorial? Or C, is it the permutation of 8 taken 3 at a time is equal to 8 factorial over 3 factorial? Or D, the permutation of 3 taken 8 at a time is equal to 3 factorial over 8 factorial? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, for question number 5, it is asking the solution when you are trying to solve the permutation of 8 objects taken 3 at a time. Now, my dear math learners, when you are getting the permutation of n objects taken R at a time, that would be P, the quantity n of R. Of course, since we are talking about 8 objects taken 3 at a time, therefore, 8 will be first written and then followed by the number 3. So, in the given choices, letter B and letter D is already wrong. Okay, so now we only have 2, right? A and C. So, which is the correct answer for this one? Now, knowing that we have taken 3 at a time, it means that we will be subtracting the value of n to the value of R, meaning 8 minus 3. So, the correct answer for this given formula is letter A. Very good, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Very easy. So now let us go to question number 6. Question number 6. Maria needs to arrange the letters in the word rainbow. Which counting technique should she use? Is it A, objects taken are at a time, B, objects taken all at a time, C, circular permutation, or D, distinguishable permutation? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, for question number 6, we are owed to find how to arrange the words or the letters in the word rainbow. Now, if you would check the word rainbow, R-A-I-N-B-O-W, there is no repeating letter for that certain word, right? So if that would be the case, then we are just using permutation taken all at a time. So the correct answer for this given problem is letter B. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 7. Question number 7. In how many ways can 6 people arrange themselves in a line? Is it A, 120 ways, B, 360 ways, C, 720 ways, or letter D, 5,040 ways? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, my dear math learners, for question number 7, we are now trying to solve. It is asked, how many ways can 6 people be arranged in a line? So if that would be the case, we will be following the formula permutation taken all at a time, and that is n factorial. So meaning, this will become 6 factorial. And by the definition of the 6 factorial, it means that we will be using 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And if that would be the case, the resulting value would be 6 times 5, that is 30, times 4, that is 120, 120 times 3, that would be 360, and then multiply it by 2, then the final answer would be, very good, 720 ways. Letter C. Alright.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 8. Question number 8. A family of 6 wants to sit at a round dinner table. How many different seating arrangements are possible? Is it A, 120 ways, B, 240 ways, C, 360 ways, or D, 720 ways? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners. In this question, question number 8, it is asking to arrange that 6 objects but in a round table. So therefore, my dear math learners, we will not be using the permutation taken all at a time. Instead, what we will be using right now is the circular permutation. And if you remember the circular permutation, the formula for that one is n minus 1 factorial. So therefore, that would be 6 minus 1 factorial if we will try to substitute it, giving us 5 factorial. And what is the value of 5 factorial? So that would mean 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So that is 5 times 4, that is 20. 20 times 3, that is 60. And 60 times 2, that would be 120. So therefore, the correct answer for this given problem is 120 ways. All right.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question number 9. Question number 9. Which type of arrangement does not consider the order of selection? Is it A, permutations, B, combinations, C, factorial, or D, circular arrangement? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, in question number 9, it is now asking for an arrangement that does not consider the order of the selection. So if that is the case, my dear math learners, we will not be using the permutation now. So we will be using the other counting principle, and that is known as what we call, very good, the combination. Alright, letter B.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. So now let us go to question number 10. Question number 10. Which scenario represents a combination? Is it A, arranging 8 books on a shelf, B, choosing 3 flavors from 7 available ice cream flavors, C, creating a 5-letter password, or D, organizing 5 people in a line? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, in question number 10, it is now asking for a scenario that represent a combination. Now, if you can remember, in the definition of combination, it is an arrangement in which the order is not important. So it is technically opposite to the definition of permutation. So among these 4, which among these given choices is not considering arrangement? So is it arranging 8 books on a shelf? No, that is wrong. Choosing 3 flavors from 7 available ice creams? Okay, can be. Creating 5-letter password? Password is very important, so therefore arrangement is the key. That is also wrong. And letter D, organizing 5 people in a line. Considered arrangement still. So therefore, the correct answer for this given problem is letter B. Alright.
Easy, right?
Very easy, my dear math learners. Now you already have finished 10 questions. So the question is, what is your score among these 10 questions given to you? I hope you got a very high score. Now, we already finished the first part of our reviewer series. Now, let us go to the second part. Question 11 to 20.